Well, I was thinking about not doing so many weekend scores videos, but I'm so excited about scores. So I got those a bunch of parts from this other guy who had 2 bikes he bought for the frames, 80s bikes, and stripped all the old parts off. And then there was a $50 Schwinn. It's in here somewhere, old Super Sport. And right out there is another guy I know who owns a bike shop, a really cool bike shop, does vintage stuff, but he's drowning. This guy's entire backyard was like 500 bikes. So I went through and found all the actual like cool 80s road bikes with Shimano 600 stuff and cool stuff, carbon fiber Specialized and some old Treks. And he was like, 20 bucks for this bike, it's got no wheels. 40 bucks for this bike, 50 bucks for this bike, it's full 600. A couple of thrown in frame builder frames, some weird stuff. This is all stuff that was donated to a local nonprofit, and during COVID no one else could go there and buy anything, and he was kind of working there and got to buy a bunch of this stuff for scrap prices, basically. So, you know, he's got 10, 20 bucks into him. So he made money and got it out of the way. And I got a bunch of cool stuff. So much stuff. So guess we'll have to do another Sunday scores video, weekend update. Yep, I definitely just bought myself some work. I do mean that. I paid money for work instead of getting paid money for work. There's a little tiny little Trek, Suntour Cyclone trailers and stuff, pretty cool. Some random wheels. I always just assume that all wheels are totally garbage until I check them out and prove that they're fine. 2 carbon lugged Specialized Lee's road bikes. I've always wanted one, that's cool. This is the bike I went to look at, this $80 Schwinn Super Sport. Definitely crappy wing nutty bike that's really a project, but it's a cool frame. It's not too small, it's not too big. It has the bad paint job that all the low-end ones had, which is ridiculous, but it's nice. The Champion tubes and real lugs and nice dropouts. So it doesn't look like much, but that's 3 bikes to break down, sell good parts, keep some good parts, maybe build this Schwinn up, maybe build this little tiny Trek up, maybe do something with one of these Specialized, maybe. I've always kind of wanted one. They're super wing nutty. God, it'd be pretty fun. Maybe I should put my wing nutty Dura-Ace basket bike build on one of these with a 650B conversion. Oh, that'd be amazing. All right, let's go through these bikes and see what we got. My plan for today was to build a different project. I got a Shimano 105 group for 50 bucks, missing the wheels. Like a 7-speed one from somebody on Facebook Marketplace. And then I got a nice Shimano 105 wheel set that matched from a friend who moved for 40 bucks. And I bought a bike for 40 bucks for the Suntour parts. It's a nice little Italian frame I was playing with. The nice repaint. And it's my friend Lindsay size, and she has a really crappy like Schwinn Varsity that she loves. So I'm going to try and build her a clone of that Varsity with big cruiser bars and 7-speed with like easy gearing, easy to shift, really good brakes on a fun little light race bike frame. And see if she loves that. So that's what I was going to do tonight. But then I couldn't help myself. I'm like, don't buy anything else, don't buy anything else. Had to check Craigslist. 50 bucks, Schwinn. Had wheels. It's got a wrong Ritchie back wheel and a broken Schwinn front wheel. But it has a nice all silver Suntour down tube shifters. It's got Cyclone front derailleur. It's got an Alivio rear, which will probably go right in the trash. And it's got some, middling Sagino cranks. Look at their 144 BCD. That little ring's good. This will be cool for a single speed. And it's a real nice Schwinn with Champion butted tubes, Champion fork blades. Looks like a cheap Schwinn, super nice. It's got some kind of fun Grand Comp road brakes and the correct Grand Comp levers. The hoods are dead, but modern cheap hoods will fit these. So this is fun. We're gonna go through all these bikes a little bit, come up with a basic plan. Stem moves, that's half the battle, as they say. Please, seat post. Seat post moves, no problem. I did a little finger check, make sure there's no ripples or bubbles. Oh, there might be a little bit of one. Fork looks pretty straight. That's pretty minor. I did it before I bought the bike and didn't even notice it, so. Chrome dropouts, this thing's cool. It's coming apart. We might build this frame if we don't find any other major problems. Little teeny tiny Trek. This is a fake lugs and head tube. These things were blow molded as one piece because they're so small. So this whole thing is actually one lug. No head tube. Had a few of these in the past and they're super cool. It's got a cool black headset. Oh, look at that. Stem's not frozen. Well, it's got some cool old Bellary, like French bars. Probably in here wrong. There's a dripping rust out of the headset. Who knows if anything's going to be savable. But it was 40 bucks. I'll get 40 bucks for the parts out of it, even if half of it's unsavable. Oh, not frozen. This bike's a little rusty crusty, so it's a good sign. It's also got some cool vintage Royal Grand Comp brakes. Cheap Diacomp levers, but kind of cool brakes. It's also got all silver, nice Suntour shifters, just with regular friction. It's got first generation Cyclone front and rear derailleurs, which I think are cool, but no one else cares about right now. I got 70 bucks for a set of these, and then I got like 50 bucks for a set, and then now I can't give them away. But it's got some cool cranks I've never seen before. Sake Axe anodized. They also look maybe 144 BCD. I think I got the matching front and back wheel off of this somewhere. Gyro Master Sanson hubs. Kind of rusty spoke nipples, but really nice ano. Don't look chewed up, so maybe these things are round and true and savable. You never know until you check. But that'd be pretty cool. God, this is a gorgeous little bike. Strip these for parts, clean them up, and maybe do a project out of it, you know? It's so teeny. Teeny bikes are hard to sell, just like giant bikes, but they're often kind of fun, because when someone, like, I'd have something like this at the shop and it'd sit around for 3 times as long as anything else, but when someone did come in and it was the right level of cuteness and the right level of parts and the right sort of build, and they've been looking everywhere for a bike their size and couldn't find one, they are so stoked and happy when they get a bike like this, and that's sometimes worth it if you got the space and the time. What's this tiny little thing? I'm gonna say 40. God, no bikes ever measure correctly. I'm gonna say 48.5. Maybe call it a 49. I thought it might even be smaller, honestly. 53, yeah, it's gotta be a 49 with a 53 top tube. So definitely a good candidate for a medium-y short stem and some slightly sweepy backy bars. Make a good city bike. And it definitely looks like it's got room for at least 28s. So that's also great. Road bikes that fit bigger than 23s. It's heaven. I'm actually really shocked that this carbon aluminum lug specialized thing is a lot heavier than I would have guessed. So I saw it there and I didn't think, he said he had some other bikes he'd sell, and I didn't think he meant this one. But I asked, because I'm into this stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, like I do 50 for that. And it's, yeah, Shimano 600 tricolor, the best thing they ever made. Cranks, derailleurs, shifters. It's got the earlier brakes, they're a little crusty. Derailleur's a little crusty, but not too bad. It's got the wheels, I think he said the back wheel was macked. It's got a little wobble. So I have to really look at it to see if it's savable or not, but if not, just break it down for the hubs and sell just those. Hub's pretty shiny and silver. The bolts aren't rusty. It's got the sticker on it. It's a real Hyperglide. Yeah, real 7-speed Hyperglide, so right at my alley. The stickers are good. The rim color is good. Yeah, we'll see if it's saleable or not. Yeah, look at this thing. 600 tricolor. No heel scuff at all on the logo. Just a tiny bit right there. Bottom bracket feels good. Let's check the stem and seat post. God, I want this to be lighter. I want to... Oh, I was afraid that was going to be frozen, but nope, it's moving. I kind of want to build it up. Maybe I should use this instead of the Terry. Make this my 650B conversion city bike. It's hot and funny, and if I snap the frame, who cares? I'll switch all the parts over the Terry. Alright, it's got a cool black Specialized stem. This has definitely been sitting outside. Like I said, his yard is full of bikes. His back deck was full of bikes, and his basement's full. His shop has the most bikes I've ever seen in my life. Oh, stem moves super freely. Be a fun size. Oh, you're kind of a big boy. Like a 59, 60, 57 top tube. God, look at this thing. Dick. This one feels lighter. They both got the same weird, strong, heavy seat post. This one also has the tricolor. Way less ugly and crusty. Also beautiful cranks. Brazon front, but it has the modern SLR dual pivot brakes, which is more desirable and hot. Weird black plastic cable stops. It's got some Sora Flight Deck 8-speed shifters. And these are really worth $30 on their own if they shift, and they probably will. He did say he thought this stem was stuck, but didn't really check it more than what I'm about to do now, so maybe we can get it loose, or maybe this frame's recycling and just for parts. Seat post isn't stuck. I think I like the red color scheme better anyways. Oh, it's got a Shimano 600 headset. Is the other one? The other one's just got like a chrome Tongate headset. So this has a nice headset. The little top dust cap's a little mangled. So if the stem is stuck, I'll do what I did on the Rusty Crusty Fagin, and I'll hacksaw this dude off, clean up the top of the file a little bit, so we can get the fork out and get the headset off. Happens. People cringe when I chop up Chinelli stems, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I don't think this is gonna do it. So put the junk wheel in. Usually like to get it against a knee or pinch with my legs. Hey, alright. And now I can start kind of lifting up. The reason why I say use a junk wheel is because I've definitely tacoed wheels doing this. So don't use anything you're not willing to sacrifice. Put it on the ground so I can pinch it. This way I can also keep it down so I can lift up while turning. Hey! Didn't have to cut that Chinelli stem. Good times. And as you can see, I've got this bike pretty much stripped, except for the headset and that stem. I've got all the bikes pretty much stripped. Working on it for a few hours last night, a little bit this morning. The red Carbon Elise I liked more than the yellow one. But when I took the front derailleur clamp off, it made some weird creaking and cracking sounds. Kind of feel like maybe I shouldn't try and ride that bike. Maybe that carbon's delaminated. This one didn't make any weird sounds, so maybe I'll try riding this bike. It's also 59. So super fun, super weird. Other one's going to the trash. This one's getting saved. Even though this fork might explode. This frame could explode any second. Well, ride it. See if it creaks. Lol. But wait, there's more. So here is a very bizarre frame builder frame. He carved a little Scottish Terrier in the head tubes. That's actually like a hole. No forks. Some weird Brazons, probably for a trailer mount. Vertical dropouts, but it has a hanger. The brakes look like they're in a weird place to me. This rack is very weird. I don't know if he made it himself or available someplace with special Brazons for it. Weird cable routing. It's kind of cool. Looks 1 inch. It's pretty light. Oh, that's a candy would fit. It looks like it's for 700C. Not going to fit big tires. Maybe 28s. Maybe. So weird. Candy bosses, small tires, no clearances. Wingnutty, weird old frame builder wingnutty stuff. Who knows? There's a second one of these too, but it was way more wingnutty. I wouldn't even consider building it, so it's going right in the scrap pile. Got a couple of fun forks he threw at the last second too, which is amazing. This is a Tonge Infinity 1-inch threadless. It appears to be uncut but installed. And it appears to be more of a medium meat trail. This is I think this is something that Somo is selling, or still sells, for like $200. Let's throw an old front wheel in and see what we have to see. Come on, Gyro Master. So this is like a 723. Yeah, road stuff. I mean, maybe it'll fit a 25, maybe it'll fit a 28. Recessed brake nut. Lower trail, still pretty skinny tires. Still road brakes, but whatever. It's cool fork. Because I still think 1-inch threadless is wing nut. Here's the real score. This is just sitting there and he threw it in for free and I was shocked. This is an 80s Schwinn Madison. I think they only made them 1 year in the 80s and they all have this paint scheme. So the real Schwinn track fork with the track crown, the cutout for the tire. It's got a pretty dang tall steer tube, so you'll repair just about any bike ever. Gorgeous. Someone's got a Schwinn Madison built up, I think all original, for like $350 on Craigslist, and like I think that bike used to go for like double or triple that a couple of years ago, like everything in Portland. But it's my size and I thought about it. I can't ride no track bikes. But I think this will be a very popular thing on the eBay. This is going to save someone's bike, save their restoration, change their life. Ooh. Ew. That can't be stock? Maybe it's stock. Looks like somebody really filed out the dropouts. Look how huge and round those holes are. But it also kind of looks like there's paint in there. I don't know, maybe. Fuck, maybe. That's crazy and ugly. Who knows? Okay, so I got this whole pile of frames pretty much stripped down a couple days ago. And then it was like 100 degrees all week, so I barely did anything. It's got a stuck, weird Sagino Japanese drive side cup, and it's a smaller than normal size, so I have to try and find some vintage bottom bracket wrenches that will fit this guy and not slip off like and bolt down. Which brings me to the next thing, which is yesterday I went to the Community Cycling Center for the 7-day salvage sales again. Well, inside about this old Schwinn wrench, hoping that maybe it's the right size, and no, it is crazy loose as well. So we'll have to keep looking for old wrenches. There's a big swap meet coming up this Saturday. There's also a handmade bike show this weekend I might go to. So maybe I'll buy a bunch of cool stuff at the swap meet, which would be fun. So cool old Schwinn wrench. Ooh. Got a couple other things. I got these Suntour old bar end shifters. I didn't actually buy these. I traded a rig railer I had. Somebody locally needed this rig railer I had on eBay. He was like, will you swap for these? And I was like, sure. Because it wasn't selling, and these sure do. And the salvage sales, I found one crappy steel 42 tooth 1/8 inch chainring, single speeder, fixed gear, whatever. It's in good shape. You know, doesn't weigh anything, doesn't cost anything. And one set of hopefully complete and really look old early 80s Diacomp mountain bike brakes. Maybe someone will care on eBay. But I was sad they started early and didn't tell me. And it's like, oh yeah, I was busy. Everyone finally realized it's back on. They showed up, they bought everything. All the cool stuff's gone. I'm like, oh well. I dug around, found one used tire I wanted. It was a 27 1/4 Pasela. And that's my favorite tire. And then the last night I was like, oh wait, there's 2 more bikes inside, and brought them out. And an old mountain bike. It's like, eh. But then he rolled this thing. I was like, wait, there's an old road bike. And he rolled this out. So this is like an 80s Trek aluminum bike, which no one cares about aluminum frames. But it's in immaculately nice shape. It looks like it probably hasn't been ridden since like the 80s with these old loop pedals. And it's like Sakai SX, like weird Sakai cranks, Ovaltech rings. The inner rings been replaced with the rocket rings. That's cool. But what it does have is something I've never seen before, which is Suntour Cyclone in like a black or dark gray finish. So Cyclone derailleurs and the really cool Cyclone power ratchet shifters, but in black. And that's really cool. A black fork and some weird black Diacomp brakes I've never seen before. I have no idea if anyone's going to care or not. you know, it's kind of cool, kind of not cool, kind of nothing special. But they're just trying to get rid of it and let it go for insanely. They charge like 25 to 35 bucks for complete bikes. I paid 25 for it. It's got brand new tires on it. You know, there's downsizing. It's got some sap all over it. Definitely sat in someone's garage for 20 or 30 years and was probably put in the yard for a few weeks till they realized what to do with it, which go donate to the cycling center. So I was real stoked on this score. This is a great score. It's almost a tragedy it's in such good shape. If this was something special or named Brandy or something I thought was high desirable, this bike's in such nice shape, I would really have to clean it up and overhaul it and sell it. I might consider doing that. But I might really just pull it apart for parts and put it on eBay. Yeah, this back wheel, it looks pretty out of true. Maybe it's just a little tension and true, but you know, maybe it's macked. And if it is, I'll make it a lot easier to pull this thing apart and part it out. And this bike I've been trying to buy for months. It's been sitting on Craigslist for months. I messaged the guy, he doesn't get back to you. He's like, you know, put a phone number in, I won't return your calls, blah, 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 blah. And he wanted $250 for it, which is way more than I'm willing to pay for used beater old bikes. But, you know, it's pretty nice. Sort of. It's a mixed match, totally crazy bike. But I've got some other Dura-Ace parts if I want to do this Dura-Ace build. It's got some Dura-Ace brakes, it's got Dura-Ace brake levers, it's got the Dura-Ace 8-speed down tube shifters, even though they're on pods. It's got Dura-Ace headset, stem, and seat post. And what I already have is cranks, rear derailleur, rear hub. Well, this has a rear derailleur too, but no problem selling extra Dura-Ace stuff. And it's got a pretty nice set of 10-speed Ultegra wheels. They look brand new. Like this bike was missing the wheels or something. They went and bought these like brand new recently. Where did we leave off? So I got this bike. I said 150 and gave my phone number and all that stuff. And he said, can't do it. Gotta be at least 160. And I was like, cool. But then I had a little family emergency couldn't come up. It was 100 degrees all week. But it was still there. So finally I went and got it yesterday. I'm very excited because Dura-Ace stuff is expensive. And I did not want to pay for it on eBay. And it's got a Dura-Ace stem that I'm totally going to use. It's got a Dura-Ace headset I'll probably use. Even though the poor cable's like rubbed into it pretty good. It's got a Dura-Ace seat post that's a little scruffy, but all my Dura-Ace junk's a little scruffy. And I love Dura-Ace beater bikes. I think it is a good time. I don't think I have the modern BB30 or whatever tool. Or, I don't know what it is. This external bearing. So I have to go find that tool so I get these 105 cranks off and sell them. See if anyone cares about these red anodized Ritchie Peloton pedals. They're pretty cool. And probably sell these wheels. Maybe I'll hold on to them. Because then all I need is any old 9 or 10 speed shifter and a 9-speed rear derailleur. I can make a cool one by. It's got a Dura-Ace front derailleur, which looks pretty macked. Looks like that chain has rubbed the inside of the front derailleur forever. It's not going to shift well. It's stupid. We're getting rid of it. Hopefully the rear is cool. It looks pretty clean, not too scuffy. But I think I can make my money back on this bike really easily selling the rear derailleur and the wheels and the cranks and probably these weird Nitto time trial bars. Guess I'll strip this and have piles and piles of more parts too. So that is this week in bike scores. I got 5 or 6 bikes for 150 bucks from a guy. Paid 160 just for this one. Paid 25 for the other one, which is great. I'm working on 2 bikes over here. One for my friend Lindsay, and I accidentally started putting some red anodized parts on it. So I went and ordered a few more red anodized parts. Got some valve caps, a couple headset spacers. It's a cool old Italian frame. I put some 6-speed Shimano 105 wheels and rear derailleur on, cranks, made it a 1x. Put the shifter on a little thummy pod I'd set around, had a little red anodized bit, and I had some red anodized grips. I had some red anodized cable nerps, so getting some more red anodized bits. And then the tune and flip I'm making for my friend Rosie. I got it all finished, but then I went ahead and changed out the barn stem for something even higher and more comfy. She's got purple pedals on her bike I'm going to throw on here. And I ordered some purple like ergo grips for it, so those will be coming. So I have a lot of projects in the way. Stove Wheels said he had those Tiagra Dynamo Hub, the Panasonic front dynamo tog over here, laced up, and he was gonna, true intention him soon. So hopefully, I'll go in there and pick up a wheel set from him, and we'll work on the Tiagra 10-speed build, probably on this Bridgestone MB2 frame, and blah blah blah. Probably. I gotta re-rake a fork for that or find a better fork. So it's coming. And I might build up that Terry with all this stuff, but I don't have the wheels. I decided last second to make the Terry 650V. So I gotta take the back hub and order a front dynamo hub, because why not? And we'll make a really cool city racy bike, like a city around town commuter, put a front basket on it and make it a Dura A-speeder bike. It's gonna be sick with a shifter, stem, seat post, probably rear derailleur, and then just have these brake levers and this other shifter sitting around in case I want to drop bar it or something. Probably this headset. Gotta go Dura Ace-speeder bike. Won't be able to use the Dura Ace brakes though if I do that. Maybe I'll build it up with these wheels first and see. I don't want to ride. I don't want to ride 700C by 23s. That's all it's gonna fit. If I 650B it, be 650B 38s with no fenders or anything, very tight clearances. And I went and off a friend bought a set of the Tektro super long reach brakes for recessed nut that are great for 650B conversions. They're also great for vintage twins. They're great for some old 27-inch wheeled bikes, switching to 700C and getting fender clearance. Like, Tektros are fairly cheap. People hate them because they say they wear out. They wear out on super commuters, but on a bike you're gonna build and ride around once in a while, or a fun bike, something's not getting 30 miles a day every day in the rain and never lubed or adjusted. These Tektros will hold up for years. They're great. So that is my bike scores video. I got my Albatross. Thanks for watching.